talk about is this Latifi thing. Did you see this?
Yeah, I think you sent it to me. Oh, wow.
Um, Basically, I think this is one of the worst things that's happening in F1 right now. Um, like ever since Lawrence Stroll bought that team, I've been really scared of this. I can't believe that drivers are starting to buy teams. And I think it's a really dangerous precedent to set.
I don't know. I feel like get to I don't know because if I'm thinking about this, like it'll just have a bunch of could be like on off of the grid are just people that team,
Yeah.
which it could be like
Um.
which which would be like I don't know because they don't deserve it. Someone else.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, like how many drivers have deserved a seat but didn't get it because of sponsorships and stuff.
Yeah. I think Pascal Verlaine is the obvious one for me.
Yeah.
Of that, he just got taken out of that seat because of Mercedes.
Nah, but it's like also like there were like a bunch of drivers that got seats that they didn't deserve, like
Yeah.
paid drivers,
Yeah.
and this is like taking it to the next level. So like,
Yeah.
remember,
It's like the
Maldonado?
next level. Yeah.
Maldonado was in F1. I don't know. He should have stopped being in F1 after like one season, but
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know.
Um.
He created a bit of excitement there.
Yeah.
Few safety cars. Like
Yeah.
he did his job.
I'm glad he's gone though, to be honest.
Glad he's gone. Yeah, he'll make a surprise return for that. Yeah, that Aston Martin seat.
Yeah. Yeah. Two paid drivers.
And two paid drivers, one that actually bought the team and one that is paid for the seat.
Yeah. But I think F1 should basically find a way to stop blocking team takeovers, basically like what the Premier League are doing right now. Um, because this could really damage F1 if because
Yeah,
with the new financial regulations, it's going to be so much easier to pay for F1 teams. It's going to be so much cheaper. Um, so I think they should really stop this before it kind of takes over. Um,
I don't know. I don't agree with people buying team.
yeah,
I'm not upset at like people buying seats, for example, because you're not good enough. They'll just kick you out anyway.
yeah. Well,
Basically,
hopefully, yeah,
yeah, hopefully. No, but then like sometimes some people are like a paid driver and they actually deserve the seat. Maybe like if you look at Sergio Perez, paid driver at the beginning.
yeah, yeah. Fernando
Actually,
Alonso as well. Yeah,
apparently Lando Norris, but I don't think he's actually a paid driver.
yeah. Um,
But yeah, it is what it
but
is.
realistically, the best drivers should be in the best cars, fighting for the front. Um, People like Lance Stroll realistically shouldn't like obviously he won F3, but he's not that good. Like I'd rather have Pascal
No,
Verlaine.
he had one. He's
his
had one
seat.
podium.
Yeah,
That's correct. Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know.
but I don't know. I don't rate
He's
him,
had
to
a
be
podium,
honest.
and Nico Hulkenberg has not had a podium.
Yeah,
Nico Hulkenberg's
yeah,
never been
exactly.
F1. Nico
Yeah,
Hulkenberg's never been F1.
yeah.
Actually, now this is the second time Nico Hulkenberg's been screwed over.
Yeah.
If you
I
think
don't
about
know.
it, because of that, and they put in Maldonado.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather have Ocon than Hulkenberg right now, but that's a different story, I guess. But
No, but
the,
I still think he deserves the seat. Like
maybe, yeah.
He's better
Well,
than a future.
over Stroll, yeah,
He's better than
definitely.
Stroll. He's better than Grosjean.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah. But I think Latifi's the next Palmer anyway. He was in F2 for 4 years and didn't even win it. Um,
How can
I
he
have
be in
no,
F2 for 4 whole years? It's like a
I know,
university degree. Like,
yeah, yeah. He didn't even win it over Nick de Vries last year, so I, I have no hope of him being good.
okay. I don't know.
Uh,
That doesn't sound promising.
no, it's not promising at all compared to George Russell as well, who had just won everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way.
Doesn't
So
sound promising.
yeah, not promising at
I don't
all.
know.
Um,
I
the
don't know. It
next thing
feels. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The next thing I want to talk about is the. Can I get it on screen? Right, here we go. It's the one-off races for this year. Obviously, because so many races have been cancelled. There's going to be there might be some new tracks. So Imola's been talked about for so long, even since like Australia got cancelled. Like, what do you think of Imola as a track? Because obviously you've been watching longer than me, so I think you might have watched maybe
I don't know.
06 Imola or something.
I might have, but I don't really remember like anything before 2007. I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like it'd be a good thing because if the race is successful, it can be
I feel
like
like we,
added permanently.
yeah, definitely.
If it's like exciting, because like there's a lot of like tracks already on the calendar that to be honest.
Yeah,
Like let's look at
yeah,
France. We look at races like Russia. Like it's
yeah,
not exciting races, but like if it like produces nice overtakes and it's maybe like I don't know tire deck and like has cruise strategy and stuff like maybe
yeah,
can be added into it.
yeah. They're talking also about a race in Portugal and another race in Italy. So Mugello
Oh,
seems to be quite likely, according to Zach Brown. Um, I don't really know that much about Mugello, to be honest.
yeah, I haven't really seen the track.
From what I've seen on onboards, I don't think it will be the best track for overtaking.
And
It's yeah, it is definitely more of a bike motorcycle track. Kind of reminds me of like Zandvoort or Hockenheim. No, not Hockenheim. Hungary. Just one of those sort of tracks that I don't know.
I don't know.
But
It's actually no. Like, looking at it now on Google Images, it's got a nice long straight sweeping corners. I don't know. I don't think that'd be good for overtaking. I'd have good DRS zones. Anything.
yeah, definitely.
I feel like for good overtaking, you need like tire corners. If you look at races
Yeah,
like Canada, like that has like 5 chicanes, and that's my favorite race anyway.
yeah,
Just a bit
yeah,
biased.
me too. Yeah,
Maybe I'm just a bit biased.
yeah. But if you look at like somewhere like Hockenheim or somewhere like that, it has like long tracks leading into hairpins and
Mm,
sort of good overtaking spots, I guess. Spa as well.
yeah,
Mugello, I don't know.
I don't
It'd
know.
be
I feel
interesting to
like
see.
no, I feel like the turns are a bit too long,
Yeah,
too wide
quite an
as
aero
well.
dependent track.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be like a bit. So I don't know why they can't really.
Yeah, probably.
Just looking at it now.
But in 2012 they tested at Mugello, and a lot of the drivers are saying that would be really interesting in the new cars. So I guess it could be good. And
To be honest, I don't really care where they race as long as we get racing this year.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's been so long that I just want
If it
something.
just anything, yeah.
And Ocon has been talking about Algarve circuit in Portugal. Um, I have literally no idea what this track is, so maybe it could be interesting. I think a lot of these tracks are basically going to be queued up in case tracks get cancelled in Asia or in America. Um, so yeah, we'll have to see.
This track doesn't actually look that bad. Like
Oh
looking
yeah,
at it now, it doesn't look bad.
yeah. I'll have to have a look.
Doesn't look amazing
Um,
though. The last corner
yeah,
seems.
it
Last
looks
corner,
okay, I
yeah.
guess.
The last
Kind of
corner
looks like
seems
a bit of a
interesting.
Tilka track,
Yeah, it does.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know. It kind of reminds me of Bahrain on a bit like Barcelona.
yeah,
Like if
um,
they had a love child.
yeah. But one thing that I've been thinking about with this is that I've always liked the idea of getting different tracks each year that just come in for a year and then leave for a while, because that's kind of like what the European Grand Prix was supposed to be originally back in like when they had Donington back in '93. It was supposed to be a race that would change every year.
Yeah.
I think that'll be a lot more interesting having, say, go to Imola for like 1 year and then going to Nürburgring for the next year. Just having tracks that would be
Yeah.
a lot more
It
interesting.
also like be better for trucks if they can't like afford it every single.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
And
that's an issue that Germany had for
yeah,
to afford it.
yeah,
I feel
and
like Yeah.
it brings more fans into it as well. Say like a
Yeah,
track
yeah,
like India, like we could like F1 could go to that for just 1 year, or like Malaysia or somewhere like that. Like
yeah. I feel like Malaysia should be on the calendar anyway.
yeah,
I feel like it's a criminal injustice that is off the
yeah,
and just on the calendar.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely,
And
yeah,
Baku's on the. I don't know. I don't know. That just gets me heated because
yeah,
Malaysia is literally top three tracks. Like, if I'm being honest,
yeah.
well, maybe not top three,
Well,
but
yeah, the
definitely
weather as well.
top five. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
don't know.
weather as well just brought an
Yeah,
extra like level to it. Like in 2012, it was so good.
yeah.
Um,
I feel like they should actually build these tracks on places that will actually get crowd stuff.
yeah,
So
yeah. Like
that
places like India got like no one to come. Turkey
yeah,
as well.
I feel like they need to actually be smart about the position of the so that they don't have to just leave the track in 5 years.
Yeah, tracks like Valencia are just completely like gone because they were so bad.
That track was I don't know, that track wasn't bad, but it was just like mediocre.
Yeah,
It wasn't like horrible or anything.
yeah,
I wouldn't be like, oh, I want to see a Valencia race. I probably want to see a Valencia race because of the drama or whatever.
yeah, yeah. So the next thing I want to talk about is so obviously because we had such a long break going into the start of the
Mm,
season, such a bizarre season, it's going to be super interesting to see how teams have upgraded since preseason testing with like such a limited amount of track time. So it seems like Red Bull have been putting a lot of dev time into the upgrades for this year.
yeah,
Um, Obviously the upgrades coming into the start of this year are gonna eventually be locked into place for next year. So it seems like teams like Red Bull and also Renault seem to be really putting in resources now to get a firm baseline car for this and next year. Um, so that's going to be I find that really interesting how 2020 and 21 are basically combined seasons in terms of the technology.
yeah. Basically the
Um,
same car.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
but
I guess I've
teams like Racing Point, um, obviously because they're getting bought out next year, it seems like they're putting all their cards into 2022, which makes more sense with the cost cap and stuff like that, and the new regs. Um, because they're only bringing, according to race fans, they're only bringing one update for their 2020 car.
mm,
Um, so that's going to be really interesting to see how the midfield works out with all the upgrade regulations and how teams are focusing.
um I feel like this will actually show which teams care about this season
Yeah, definitely.
because I don't know. I feel like Racing Point. I feel like they have a good car right now. Anyway, I feel like
Yeah,
from what I've heard and what I've seen, I feel like it might be the best car out of the midfield.
yeah,
I feel like they'll fall off towards the end of the season anyway. But
yeah. I was thinking the exact same thing. I feel like
yeah,
teams like McLaren and Renault are going to really catch up to them
yeah,
towards the back end of the season and going into next year. Um,
I don't really trust Renault anyway. But
yeah,
I
after last year, yeah,
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 I feel like they started like 2 steps behind everyone.
yeah,
If that makes sense. From where
yeah,
they should be, anyway.
yeah. With all the money that they spend as well, they really should be doing better.
Yeah, but I feel like this one will really allow Renault to maybe catch up to or
Yeah,
get ahead of them
yeah, yeah,
if they constantly invest.
yeah. Sort of reminds me about in 2013, 2012,
Mm.
Red Bull seemed to go really hard on developing the old spec cars, while obviously Mercedes, they weren't like that good back then.
Yeah.
Um,
Then
but
all of a
you
sudden
saw
they
in
were.
2014 that they just came out the gates with such a good car,
I don't know.
and Red Bull fell off.
I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah,
Mercedes just coming out of nowhere. I don't know. It wasn't nowhere. Like
yeah,
a lot of like casual fans that just watch the races. Like actually quite surprised like
Yeah,
how they did that. It reminded me
yeah,
of a bit like Braun, like
yeah,
just
yeah.
coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's
So
another good example. Like when new rules come in, how teams for shift
mm,
development. So going into 2022, I really think that Aston Martin could actually be a really
yeah,
strong
I don't know. I feel like
car.
Renault might be making a mistake.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like they're a massive company anyway.
yeah,
Actually, eventually, I feel like they'll get to into a good position, but I don't feel like they'll be anywhere near contending. I feel like they'll be
yeah,
like consistently fourth,
yeah,
which I don't know if they'll be happy with. I feel like
yeah.
they'll want to win championships or want to challenge at least.
Well, obviously, we'll have to see based on the driver market because if they do get Alonso for next year or 2022, that could definitely benefit them. Also with Aston Martin, I feel like Vettel. I feel like Vettel is planning to go there for 2022. Um, I don't think he's going to be in F1 next year, but I think he's going to come back for 2022.
I feel like it'll
Toto
be
Wolff is obviously
yeah.
been linked with that team as well. So
I feel like if Toto Wolff goes to Aston Martin, they do get Vettel, good challenge for races. I don't feel like they'll win any like championship.
yeah, yeah,
I feel like there'll be like a occasional like, oh, this race is perfect for our car
yeah,
race, or like we'll
just like
get
Red
to
Bull.
yeah.
Um,
But
obviously, if they keep Lance Stroll, I'm not too confident.
I don't know.
If Perez and Vettel as a team, that would be like one of the
Yeah,
best
but I feel
driver
like it'll be
lineups.
very fiery
Yeah,
because
yeah, definitely
Sergio.
possible.
Because I've seen Sergio Perez. When he was teammates with Ocon,
Yeah,
constantly clashing because they're basically they're in the same car, so they're going to be around the same place
yeah,
track. But neither of them really wanted to yield, and
yeah,
yeah, I thought both of them thought of themselves as number one. So
yeah,
like Perez thought, oh, I'm the more experienced driver, and then Ocon was probably like, oh, I'm better than Perez.
yeah.
Um,
But I think Aston Martin Racing Point are going to be really benefiting from the cost cap because that
mm,
team is always like they spend the money really wisely and get really good
mm,
value from their engineering.
yeah, like
Um,
2017 was it? Where
yeah,
2017 they were borderline like almost third best car.
yeah,
Like they were literally like, if it wasn't for like clashing, they could have had a few podiums. They actually could have won like
yeah,
a race or two.
definitely. Yeah,
I feel like both Perez and Ocon not like giving each other like that position, or like
yeah,
team not actually being assertive enough,
yeah,
saying, oh, let him through, or you're gonna be racing, or you know what I mean, or like
yeah,
Ocon is on better tires than you, like in Canada for example, where they could have got a podium,
yeah,
but
yeah,
Perez was just like, I'm not letting him through. So I feel like they need to get more experienced people from, I don't know, better teams, for example, to have
yeah,
experience winning and controlling
yeah,
drivers
yeah. It's the
into
classic
like,
thing of like why small teams don't win because
yeah,
when they get into the position to win, they don't know
yeah,
how to manage their cars.
yeah.
It's
I
the
feel
same
like,
thing what happened to Williams in Britain 2015.
yeah,
They
I feel like
easily could have won that race, but they just threw it away.
it's like, I don't know, they get to like into an amazing position and they just like look at it and they're like, what do I do now?
Yeah,
Like, what do I do now? I don't know. I can't really
yeah,
think of an analogy right now, but think of
yeah,
something.
definitely.
It'd just be
Yeah,
like,
they just don't plan for that.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, so that would be super interesting. Um, next thing. So the new Williams livery came out for the start of the actual start of the season, and did you have any thoughts on the livery?
I think it looks quite nice.
Yeah, I
I
think it
think
looks really good.
it reminds me more of like the 2000s, like early 2000 cars. So it was just white and blue instead of like that massive red rocket.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, yeah, I feel like it looks better than it did in the previous years. Even when it was like the hybrid era, beginning of the hybrid era, it was were actually quite good. I
yeah,
was quite ugly.
Yeah.
with Bottas and Massa.
Yeah.
I think like looks good, but still don't think that seen on TV
No.
back in
Yeah.
the grid.
Yeah.
So I feel like they need to actually find ways to challenge for points.
Yeah. I think with Russell this year, I think they'll definitely be challenging for points. It seems like their car is a lot better this year compared to last year. Um, so yeah, I really like the livery actually. Compared to, I didn't like. It seemed like everyone liked the the original one, but I didn't like it at all. I really like this one. It looks super clean. I love the blue as well. The way that
It
tapers
kind
at
of
the
reminds
back.
me of Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Not exactly the same,
Um.
but I like how Alfa Romeo is red and then this one's blue.
Yeah.
Maybe
Um.
like if they're racing each other, it'll look really cool.
Yeah. Ever since like I feel like Williams have always had like not great liveries. I did quite like the Martini one, but I got really bored of it after like a season. Um. So yeah, I can't
Yeah.
remember like a last time that Williams had a good livery
The
really.
last time I thought Williams's livery was when around 2010-ish, maybe 2008 time when they were
Yeah.
sponsored by or
Yeah.
Scotland or whatever. I thought that livery was all right.
Yeah.
After that, when they started adding more colors than blue and white, it just really disgusting. But
Yeah. So this obviously comes because it seems like there was a switch in the title sponsor with the Rocket. Um, it seems like Mercedes have. There's rumors that Mercedes are going to take that sponsorship from Williams. Um, that's really interesting. I can't really remember the last time that there's been like a major snipe of a sponsor like this.
yeah, I've never seen anything where they take basically another car takes your main sponsorship
Yeah,
because I've actually never seen that before. I've seen them swap
yeah,
sponsorships mid in between seasons. Never seen them like actually take one. Obviously, like the season's postponed, but basically in the middle of a season or
yeah.
taking your sponsorship. I've never seen anything like that.
I
Can't
feel like this probably came about because Williams has more self-esteem than they really should about who they are. Like that when that whole rich energy thing went down, what
mm,
came out was that Williams basically asked too much money for their sponsorships compared to what they get for results.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I feel like they still think that their team.
yeah,
Well, I don't think they think they're a top team. I feel like they think, oh, we've won championships 20 years ago. We've won races
yeah,
20 years ago. We feel like our name or our brand is worth more than our results. That makes
yeah.
sense. So
But realistically, like people coming into the sport nowadays don't really care. Like you can have the history, but people think about Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes. Like those are the
to be
big
honest,
teams.
if you want a team with history, then you go to Ferrari anyway. But
Yeah,
um,
or even
even
McLaren.
Mercedes has like decent history,
Yeah,
but that's like a long gap in between. But
yeah,
Williams is just like a mess because I don't know, because outside of F1, they're not really known.
yeah,
Like they haven't really expanded into mainstream media.
yeah.
Like
Not really.
you don't really see anyone wearing Williams t-shirt on the street.
Yeah,
Like you don't even see it at races, to be honest. Like
yeah,
team,
yeah.
because even
If
F1
like,
fans know that this team is bad.
yeah, I feel like the people who like Williams are the people who watched it back in the day.
Yeah,
Um,
like old
yeah,
heads.
yeah,
Like has like a like if you're a fan of Williams, you automatically have grandchildren. That's like that's what I take away
yeah,
from it. That's what I take away from it, you know. Because what? When were like Williams actually last winning championships? 90s?
yeah. 97.
See, like, I don't know, man. Like, imagine someone watching F1 in like 90 fan of Williams. I don't think that'd be possible.
Yeah, I guess so. But they're obviously a great team to have, and I wouldn't want them to like because they are like they're the only like homegrown team left in
Yeah,
F1. So I kind of would like to see them do well. It'd be interesting to see if Rocket do become a Mercedes sponsor, how they integrate it with that car because they already have the red Ineos R on the 2020. So I don't know how they'll keep it on the livery.
yeah. Hopefully Williams do
Yeah,
challenge. I want a closer midfield.
yeah,
Well, the midfield is already quite close, but if Williams like reel in everyone else, it'd literally be everyone other than the top three challenging for points, which would be quite.
yeah. I
It would
just
be,
like to see the gap between third and fourth closed. I think that would make the sport a lot better, like it was in 2012 when a lot more people were winning.
or 2010.
Yeah,
2012 was literally when everyone was winning, but
yeah. I'd love to see that again. That would be so good.
yeah, I don't think it will happen anytime. Maybe after the regulation set in.
Yeah.
But
Um, I've kind of been let down by F1 regulations before, so I'm not like getting too.
what 2010 when they were gonna add a cost teams entered, so
Yeah,
we weren't gonna add anything.
yeah. Even 2017, like even though those cars look so good, the racing just deteriorated so much.
2017 started off really well. But
Yeah.
I think it like
So this obviously leads into talking about Mercedes. They have launched a new livery, um, basically a blackout version of their old livery. Um, Personally, I think that this is like one of the best liveries I've ever seen in F1. Like, it's just
to be honest,
I
it's been a
really
while
like it.
since I've seen a.
Yeah,
But I feel like
yeah,
this. First of all, I want to say I feel like this would never have happened. If Hamilton.
yeah, 100%, definitely. Yeah,
I feel like the message it brings across.
yeah,
The car actually looks. I feel like it looks a lot better than any Mercedes car I've seen in my life. Like, it just
yeah,
looks so nice. It looks so clean.
yeah.
I don't know.
Like it
Maybe.
reminds me of like Tron or something like that. Like it just looks
Mm.
so clean with the blue as well.
I don't know how it'll look in night races, but
Yeah. Oh, bro, that would look so cool. In
like
like
what it's
Singapore's. Well,
Singapore,
we
yeah.
probably won't see it in Singapore though. That's the thing.
Now, if they, I don't think they'll do it for 2021. Did it for 2021, and we
Yeah.
saw it in Singapore. This car actually looks amazing. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the pink or this, but
Yeah.
everything else
So
is just really nice. I like it.
so obviously this is all to do with like Lewis Hamilton talking about BLM and sort of the events that are going on right now. So you obviously would have a better view on this than me. So what do you think about this in F1?
Um, to be honest, F1 as a sport, say, not being like negative, I feel like there isn't really opportunity for minorities to even get into the sport. Just the way it's set up, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like just not even talking about drivers. I'm talking about just an engineer or just maybe report pundits or whatever, like Karun
Yeah.
Chandok and stuff. Like everyone you see in F1 is probably like 90% white. I feel like the message Black Lives against racism and to diversity. I feel like that's a message
Yeah.
that I could send.
Yeah.
Maybe some other teams should follow, but
Yeah. Well, the thing is that I've always thought about Lewis Hamilton is, obviously he's black, but like the thing that I find more impressive about him is that he's not from like a rich family. He's from
yeah, that's what
Kansas
I'm
State.
saying. Yeah,
So
but
I think that if if F1 could find a way to get more people that aren't from rich families into F1, by doing that, we might find more like non-white people in F1 just by doing that. Um,
yeah,
I think
I'm
I think
actually
esports could actually be a really good thing for doing that. Um,
Yeah, because you don't need to like invest as much.
yeah,
But I feel like yeah, the way that F1 set up, like how you actually have to get into F1 like feeder programs, not even into F1,
yeah,
like F2 or F3, like all the other like lower championships. Um, like the difficulty to get into those
yeah,
really was stopping other minorities actually getting into F1. People that don't have as
yeah,
much money behind them. If you looked
yeah,
at Alex Albon is Thai,
yeah,
well half Thai, but if you looked at his story, he needed like a sponsorship to even like get into like these feeder programs.
yeah.
So it's actually I heard it's quite difficult to get sponsorship. So
Yeah.
I feel like if
So
there's more investment into it, you definitely see a little more diversity within the driver.
yeah, I think that um, part of the reason that we have uh, young driver programs is to sort of move away from that classic like paid driver sponsorship thing. So if teams like Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes, they find more ways of getting sort of like what Nissan did with their esports and Gran Turismo, where they
Mm.
got drivers into Le Mans. I feel like Red Bull should do more things with esports to try and get less affluent people and potentially more um, minorities into, like, if we get them into the feeder series, then that is a way that we can actually test whether people are good, because I'm sure I don't care necessarily what people look like, but I just want to see the best drivers, the 20
Yeah.
best drivers in the world on the best tracks in the world. So if we need to expand how many people can actually get in, because
Mm.
in football, like, not everyone in football are the richest people that start out, but football is so easy to get into on the grassroots level, which F1 doesn't have right now. So I think esports would be a really good way of finding better talent and stuff like that.
Yeah. I feel like F1 is just like if you look at it, what you said about the 20 best drivers challenging, well on the grid even. I feel like as good as that sounds, I don't want to be a pessimist or anything. It's going to be really unrealistic as long as there's pay still
Yeah,
or money still having a voice
yeah,
or being a deciding factor. Because
yeah,
if it's like, oh, this guy can bring 50 million to you, but he's, let's say, a 70 overall, and this guy's at 85 overall, he's not going to bring any money to the table. A team like Williams, who does go for Pedro, guy that brings 50 million to the table,
yeah.
I
So
feel like,
with like the super point system, like the FAI super points ladder and stuff like that, I think part of that was to try and get less pay drivers into F1. So you're kind of seeing like more pay drivers in F2 now, like Raikkonen and people like that, like just not good drivers. Um, so it is like an ideal way of looking at it, like the 20 best drivers and stuff like that. Um, so I don't know. Um, I would just, I think I would just like to see anyone being able to find a way into F1, whether it be like men or women, any race, anything like that. Because fundamentally, when people put on the driver and get into the car, everyone is the same. It's all about who can go the fastest. So that's
yeah,
what I want to see. I want to see close racing. But it does seem a bit weird that like Lewis Hamilton and Pascal Wehrlein, they've been like the only non like the only black F1 drivers.
yeah, there's been a few Indian,
Yeah,
there's two, I
but a lot of
think.
them have been paid drivers as well. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But
but overall, I think this is all good.
yeah,
Um, yeah. it will also expand the market share for F1 as well. So it really should, like, it's in everyone's interest to get stuff like this going.
To be honest, if the wider community, it increased like viewership as well. Because
Yeah,
I remember watching F1. One of the I started watching it was around 2005, 2006. I was just watching it when it came on ITV. It just came on my TV like Saturday morning, Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. Just watch it. Just watch these like cars just racing around this track, and but then when I saw Lewis Hamilton, first time, because like one time I just came. Actually remember this. Came home from like shopping or something, and I saw Lewis Hamilton after he won a race. Who is this guy? I've never seen a black guy in F1. And this was
yeah,
like when I was what, 7, 6?
yeah,
I'm literally just watching it, yeah. Just like, oh, this guy, this is my guy right now. I don't know,
yeah,
maybe, but like, but if you think about it like deeply, people just like seeing people like them,
yeah,
or like they'd root for someone that looks like them. Yeah.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
feel
So I think
like, yeah, because
if
like right now it's mostly European, but like, when it was Senna was in, you'd have like a lot of Brazilian viewers and
yeah.
just,
So I think that's like why they're trying to expand into American market as well, because there's so many people that don't watch F1 there, and also like why like stuff like the W series is happening, because I think eventually they do want to get women into F1, but I think the problem with like the only downfall of this potentially is if they get a woman driver. So drivers like Tatiana Calderon in F2 have been criticized of this, where people have accused her of being in F2 because she's a woman. But
yeah,
I think that we need to get like maybe someone like Jamie Chadwick into Formula 3 or Formula 2 to like actually show that like someone like Jamie Chadwick could maybe be in F1 in the future, or Sophia Flourish.
yeah.
And that would like massively expand the market share for F1, I think.
I feel like with this women trying to get into F1, it's quite dangerous in the fact that a team might just take her because she's a woman, and what
Yeah,
the sponsorships and the awareness or like that could bring when they're not like in reality that good, which would I don't know, I feel like it might discourage some people in
yeah,
the future. So I feel like they have to
yeah,
be quite selective of
yeah,
like the first woman driver to like actually bring in.
yeah,
Because for example, when Lewis Hamilton came into F1, he was the first black driver,
yeah,
six-time world champion.
yeah, yeah,
They need to, as long as they can actually like do well, get points, maybe a few podiums, maybe even win a few races. Like
yeah,
that's just the bare minimum they need
yeah,
for it to actually be a success.
yeah,
Like if they're just a back marker their whole career, then it's be sending the wrong message.
yeah, 100%. I think eventually it's going to happen, but
Yeah, yeah, it's
we'll just have,
definitely gonna happen. But
but it just has to be careful about the way it's done.
it's like
So,
similar to
oh, what were you going to say?
I was like it's like that with NASCAR. There's a few women drivers that
Yeah,
actually earn more than men, but they're not.
yeah,
They're like back markers. Be
yeah,
careful about how it's.
yeah. So, next story I want to talk about is AWS graphics. Yay.
Wait, let me see. Let me actually see this. Wait, the graphic. Just AWS. What is that? It looks like
Yeah, it's a Amazon Cloud Services. They do all the so I'm streaming a video now. They do all those like likelihood of overtakes and tire,
mm,
all those like garbage like tire graphics and stuff like that. Um,
Likelihood of overtake.
yeah. So with this new one, they're doing this like driver ranking thing based on like corner speeds and stuff like that. For me, it's like this is just like completely unnecessary. Like nobody asked for this at all.
The corner speeds.
Yeah.
I don't
Well, not
know.
even that. Not even that. They're like ranking drivers based on under like here. They're ranking drivers based on under and oversteer and high and low speed corners.
Okay, the under and oversteer isn't really needed, but we'll say, like the ranking of fastest through turn one, turn two,
Yeah.
all of that. I feel like this could have its use. For example, let's
Yeah.
say they try to do an undercut where they pit early, and then where it's like when they say, "Oh, Lewis is hammer time," and then
Yeah.
like you could see how fast that they're driving before they enter the pits and stuff, and like let's say they get a fastest lap, and you see like, oh, he's the fastest in like 12 out of 15 corners and stuff. That could have its uses, but other than that, I
Yeah.
don't really see practicality.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, it doesn't actually like add anything to the viewing experience. It's just like I don't know. I'd rather see like that like prediction thing. It's kind
Mm.
of annoying because I kind of like working stuff like that out in my head. Do you know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah, I don't
Like
know. Yeah, maybe it'll make people lazy.
yeah. And that tire graphic, that was the worst. That was just
My favorite graphic is remember the LG graphics back
yeah, yeah.
early 2010 where they'd show the gap in between like first and second, and like seconds gaining on the first place car. It's like
Yeah.
green, 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 like as fast as like taking 10,
Yeah.
10. That's like my favorite graphic of all.
Yeah.
I haven't actually seen that graphic.
Yeah.
They need to add the green, like just the green color. It was like green or yellow. It's like
Yeah.
the difference in each sector time after each lap.
Yeah. Yeah.
When a car's chasing down another one, they need, instead of just putting the gap in between and then showing he's 1 second behind. That it feels lazy when they do that. I feel like they need to like
Yeah.
maybe like, oh, he's taking a tenth or he's taking a half a second out each lap. Like
Yeah.
show the sector times more.
Um I think like right now, um like 2017 we had like really good graphics and like they sort of got updated after that, like with the new F1 sort of font and stuff like that.
Mm.
But, like, you're saying about like 2010 and stuff like that. Do you remember when they used to have it used to be like a bar on the bottom of the screen and it would like scroll drivers past? You remember that? It's like
Yes,
wait to see
yes,
drivers.
yes.
Like
I
that
remember
was
that.
like so. I really didn't like that was so bad compared to like what we have today, like with the timing
What?
tower and stuff like that. Like the
Yeah,
timing tower is so much better for just like seeing who's on track and like seeing the gaps and stuff like that.
yeah. Now when you'd see it, and then you'd have to wait like 5 minutes
Yeah.
to recap. Like you'd see
Yeah.
like I remember I saw like, oh, Button was leading the race, and then I just skimmed it and I didn't realize who was in third or second, and then it was like at 15th, and I was just waiting and waiting and waiting for it to recap. Maybe that was the drawback
Yeah.
of the. But they need to bring in sector time like difference.
Yeah.
Green,
And
green and
sometimes
yellow,
you
like
see
that should need to
like
bring that.
sub-sector times, so like, it'll be like 20 sectors or something like that with like green and purple and stuff like that. I really like that as well.
I
Um
think that'd be good for qualifying.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
But I feel like if it was like in a real time race, it might distract from the actual race. You're just looking
Yeah.
at whole screen and just seeing like all these.
Yeah.
I think that'd be the only
Yeah,
drawback. But
I don't know. These AWS stuff, I can see like maybe new fans finding it like kind of finding it interesting, but like a lot of this stuff like isn't really like quantifiable, I I guess, but they say that they're using like strong data and stuff like that, but to me, it doesn't like actually add anything to the viewing experience. I'd rather just see like cars overtaking rather than getting all these numbers and stuff like that. But yeah. So yeah. So let's go on to our predictions for the season.
Predictions.
Yeah.
I'll go to mine or yours first.
Prediction time. We'll do yours
Prediction
first.
time. Do mine first. Okay. I'll give you a reasoning behind each one.
So okay, so that's your first.
Yeah, the drivers' championship. Like, obviously, I'm gonna put Hamilton's first. Like, that's just a given. I don't think we need to go into detail for that one. Or not given, not a given, but I feel like I don't feel
like there's going to be any variation this season with the.
No, I feel like Hamilton will be like 25 points ahead by like the third race. Like, it'll be ridiculous. I feel like.
Wow.
I think but like unless like Mercedes have an absolute stinker, I don't see them taking a step back from where they were last season.
Yeah.
And I don't see Red Bull or Ferrari making significant gains enough to actually get close to Mercedes.
Yeah, I mean it's fair. Like in preseason testing, they just seemed unbelievably good. So
yeah,
I can see that. Yeah.
Obviously, I put Verstappen second, but okay. You know what? I have a feeling about Red Bull. Actually, I feel like Red Bull will go take over a Ferrari this season, like the actual car.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure about Albon. So maybe like, I feel like Verstappen as a driver has actually developed a championship material now.
Definitely. Yeah. Last year was so good.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't think necessarily that he's better than Vettel or Leclerc. It's just like the fact that he's basically the guaranteed number one driver in his car, or in his team.
Yeah.
And so then basically, if they give him priority over Albon like every single race, it's just going to be a given that he's going to get more than Leclerc and Bottas basically.
Right. So let's go on to the next one.
And I put Leclerc third because I don't know. I was deciding maybe I should put Vettel third or second, but I decided to put Leclerc because I don't know. I feel like he's going to take another step because he did beat Vettel by 23 points, I believe, last season.
Yeah.
But obviously Vettel did have like one more. I think he had more retirements than. I think one more.
Yeah.
I think Russia Vettel could have won and he retired, but
and obviously Canada as well.
Yeah, and Canada as well. So like a few things. So I feel like Vettel, Verstappen, and Leclerc as drivers are basically A tier and Hamilton's S tier.
Yeah.
So I feel like the list could be like, Vettel's second or Leclerc's second or like Verstappen's third, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I have Vettel actually fourth after this because.
Oh, okay.
If Vettel actually has a good season, I could see him actually challenging for the title because Vettel at his peak, I feel like is better than Leclerc and Verstappen because they both haven't reached their peak. So neither of them have reached their peak realistically.
Yeah.
Because they're both.
I feel like Verstappen is better than Vettel right now, though.
Yeah, right now, but I feel like if Vettel figures it out, I feel like and he has actually got a good car, he might actually be able to challenge Hamilton for most of the season. But I feel like maybe like the mistakes and from the last few seasons have just given me a lack of faith. So yeah, that's how it is. So Hamilton, Verstappen, Leclerc, Vettel, and then Bottas, and then Albon.
Okay. So F1.5. Wow.
All right.
Explain this.
All right, this one, I feel like the midfield, literally, I could have put anyone's name from any of those teams, and I don't feel like I would have got any bad looks. But so I went with Science first because I feel like he's the most consistent driver in the midfield. I would
Yeah.
say he was the best of the rest last season. He beat Ricardo and
And
McLaren. I
Albon.
feel and Albon, and yeah, he beat Gasly as well.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like in the McLaren is a good car now. I feel like they can actually maybe challenge for a podium occasionally this season.
Yep.
Maybe I have faith. So yeah, I put Science first and put Perez because from what I've seen from Racing Point, I feel like they might be the best car other than the big three
Yeah.
at the beginning of the season, and I feel like Perez might make some significant gains, but I feel like he'll fall off towards the end of the season. So that's why I put him below Perez, below Sainz rather than above him.
Yeah.
And Ricardo, I feel like he's actually the best driver that's not in the top three car, the grid.
Hmm. That's
But
yeah, that's fair.
yeah, yeah. But did you figure? You're gonna be like, wait, actually, this guy no. But yeah, Ricardo, like he's the only one that's in the top, well, other than Raikkonen. But he's he's won races. You know, he's been
Yeah.
consistently been
Yeah.
on podiums. His qualifying pace might not be like amazing, but I feel like with the Renault car, I just don't trust it. Like normally I would have put Ricardo first, but that Renault car, I just don't trust it. From and preseason, like I've not heard good things from that Renault car.
Yeah. Right, so next. Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, I put it like this. So you're probably wondering, Mercedes. I feel like Bottas and Hamilton accumulate too much stuff. I feel like Hamilton will win a lot of races and will carry most of the load for the constructors. Um, I put Ferrari second because their driver lineup is actually better than Red Bull's. Because I'm not really sure about. I'm not 100% invested in Albon.
Yeah.
So I feel like Vettel and Leclerc, if they're at a similar amount of points, like if they're like 20 points difference by the end of the season, if they're like a 20 points difference by the end of the season, I feel like yeah they'll automatically be second. And
That's fair.
and I put Red Bull third because Verstappen, Albon obviously, and they'll probably have the second best car. I'm not really sure about where Albon fits into it
Yeah. So F1.5.
because if yeah,
Oh.
no, I was gonna say
Just do
like
F1.5.
instructors. Yeah, basically it's the same as what I said for the drivers. McLaren, I feel like will have the best overall car out of the midfield. Racing Point, I feel like they're good at the beginning of the season, but
Yeah.
will fall off. Lance Stroll may gain a few points, you know. Lance Stroll may gain a few points. He might get out of Q1. And Renault, I feel like I feel like Ocon will be a solid driver for them.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure about that car. Maybe like I was really considering putting Toro Rosso ahead of Renault.
Yeah.
Toro Rosso, like I feel like Gasly and Kvyat are going to be solid as well, so they might be fourth. They might actually be ahead of Racing Point. They might actually be the second best car
Yeah.
out of everyone else. Not including the top three teams. Toro Rosso is like a dark horse.
Or AlphaTauri, I guess.
AlphaTauri, yeah, but
Yeah.
whatever.
I'm gonna make that mistake so many times.
We don't go into the specifics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Fair. Oh yeah. Also, did you want to do like the bonus predictions after I show you mine?
Yeah, we can do that. Like, I'll just do one off head.
Yeah. So I'll do. Why is PowerPoint the way it is?
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I have to... Yeah, I'm ready when you.
Right, cool. So this is for F1. Bottas third.
Okay.
You're gonna find this interesting. Hamilton second. And Verstappen first.
Yeah. Do you want my? Okay, I'll let you explain it before I give you my.
So, I think that Red Bull are gonna have a really good package this year. If you look at the past, Red Bull always do better after the summer break than before.
Yeah, that is true.
So we've already had the summer break. When you think about it. So
fair enough. Yeah.
I think that they're gonna hit the ground running because we're so late into the year and starting. And this is like when Red Bull usually started to get better. I think that Verstappen has massively grown as a driver. And I think that I think that all the engines are basically equal now. Like, we're so far into these regulations that I think that, like, the fact that they have a Honda engine, like, doesn't even really matter that much now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I also think Mercedes are really good, but I just have a feeling about Verstappen.
Okay.
I will remind you though that this is the same feeling I had about Leclerc winning the title last year. So
all right. Do you want to talk about Hamilton and Bottas?
Yeah. As for Ferrari, I have like no confidence in Ferrari this year. I think they're going to be like, I think it's like not even close between Red Bull and Ferrari. Like,
do you know
something about their car in preseason testing just seemed to show no development over the end of last year. Like, Mercedes and Red Bull both shown like massive upgrades on their car.
Yeah.
Whereas Ferrari haven't really brought anything new to the table. But yeah. So for my constructor, I just did one. I didn't do the top three. I was just gonna do one.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna comment about the Verstappen thing. Like,
oh yeah.
I don't know. It's not like shocking. I wouldn't be shocked. Like, your reasoning makes sense, but I just can't see Hamilton losing.
That is very true. Yeah.
I just don't see Hamilton losing. Like, even if he's in like the second best car, I still think he'll win.
Yeah, that's true. But I think Verstappen has grown so much.
Yeah,
now.
I feel like Verstappen's got like a mistake in him, at least 2 mistakes. Definitely 2 mistakes.
Yeah. Hamilton doesn't make mistakes. So.
Hamilton doesn't make, apart from Germany 2000. We'll go into that. We'll talk about that.
It's kind of like when Alonso beat Schumacher in 05. Like, it's like when they get so good, you don't even think that they could lose.
Yeah.
But kind of just hoping that something interesting happens this year. So
yeah.
To
be honest, I wouldn't be mad if Verstappen won. I prefer a Ferrari driver to win, but
yeah. I just did one constructor for my prediction, so
yeah.
Mercedes, pretty obvious. I don't know. I don't think like I think Albon is really good, but I don't think he's like fully grown yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he still needs a season or two.
Yeah.
Especially in the top
second season, like.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know. They literally threw him in the deep end, or not the deep end, but the deep end.
Yeah. So F1.5, I went Ricardo, Sainz, and Perez.
Oh, we almost had the same one.
Yeah, we always had the same. Yeah. So
yeah,
I'm kind of the same as you. Like, I think that at the start of the season, I think like Racing Point are going to be up there with Ferrari. Like, I think they're going to be fighting for podiums. They're going to be really good.
Yeah.
But they are going to taper off at the end of the year. But Sergio Perez is so experienced, and I feel like he is so consistent that he just goes under the radar and scores points every race.
Yeah, I feel like he's got a few podiums in him this year.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I feel like if he gets to like Canada, no, not Canada, but I feel like something that a high, like Belgium, I feel like he might get a podium. Like
Yeah,
if it's just off just straight line speed, because this racing point like
yeah,
might be a speed deep streets. I don't
yeah.
know about their corners, but I feel like with the Mercedes engine, just the way their aero is set up, like similar to Mercedes last year, I feel like it'd be good in the corners as well.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah,
one thing that might play against me in this prediction is that F1.5 rules doesn't like matter where you finish. Like if like winning a race and finishing seventh is like that's like the same thing in F1.5. You know what I mean?
um,
So
oh yeah, I know what you mean. Like first
so yeah, that
top six is reserved
yeah.
for like yeah, I know. What you
So that might help Science and the other teams, but I don't know. I still feel like Perez is so consistent that he'll do really well.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, and for my constructor, I predict McLaren. I
yeah.
think they have a really good car this year, and by the end of the year, they're going to be fourth place. And Sainz and Norris work really well together, so I think they can just score points very consistently.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, my bonus predictions: the title will be decided at the final race. Um, Obviously, because we have so few races this year, in theory,
Mm.
it's kind of like the way that Hamilton wins it every year at Mexico. That would be the equivalent of being like after the last race, if you know what I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
what you mean.
So Hamilton v Verstappen at Abu Dhabi. That'd
Hopefully.
be interesting.
Actually,
Yeah.
how many races are on the calendar now, currently?
Um, 8
Confirmed.
are fully confirmed, but
Yeah, eight.
more than
Like,
most likely there's going to be at least 15, maybe 16. Like just from my view.
okay. If there was like 10 or something, I could see like four drivers being in with a shout.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like maybe like, I feel like Verstappen and Hamilton definitely be around there. I feel like Bottas might sneak in.
Yeah.
Maybe one or both of the Ferraris might actually sneak in if the season's like if it sticks to the confirmed races rather than add races
Yeah.
later on.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if it's the title's decided at Italy and a Ferrari has
Yeah.
a
That'd be
chance to win,
crazy.
and a Ferrari has a
Yeah.
chance to win. Like, I don't know. I feel like
I just
Ferrari
love
would.
that. Like
I feel like
Monza's
Ferrari
going to
would.
be so bizarre without
Yeah,
the Tifosi.
yeah. I feel like it'd be
Yeah, I never
crazy.
thought of that.
No, but yeah. If Italy's the last race and the Ferrari has a chance to win the championship, I'm saying that they're gonna win because they'll pull out some juju, some magic, some black magic. Probably
We'll
like
see.
probably like spit some like Ferrari dust on it. Like it'll learn to fly or something. I don't know. But I could
Yeah.
imagine that happening. Like all of a sudden just pull out like let's say Vettel or Leclerc consistently come third or second. I don't think they can
Yeah.
consistently do that, but
Yeah.
I doubt Ferrari. But let's say they win one
Yeah. With
race,
the strategy and
cons-
everything like that.
consistently come fourth or higher, and it gets to the last race and they're like, let's say 5 points behind Hamilton or Verstappen, and it's in Italy, I could imagine them just winning that race. I don't know why, but
It's going to be weird though without the crowd.
mm,
Like, is it like football where like the crowd already motivates the drivers? I don't really know.
yeah, football they have a fake
Like would
crowd.
like would look yeah the
I,
fake
I, I
crowd.
hope yeah I hope they don't do that in F1 because it'll actually annoy
Yeah,
me.
no. Yeah. But do you think like Leclerc would have won at Italy last year if there were no fans? I don't know.
I don't know. Can drivers hear the crowd?
I feel like they can. Maybe.
I
Maybe
don't
at some
know.
races they
I
can't.
feel like the engine might be a bit too loud, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, my next prediction, majority of double headers will be won by the same driver. So I don't know. Places like Silverstone and China, maybe even Sochi if they do a double header there. feel like
Mm.
those races are going to be like so dependent on the car that it will just be between like two drivers and they'll just win it back to back.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
Oh yeah. Wait,
Um,
so
like let's say for example, Austria is the first race, isn't it?
yeah,
First two races, or it's
yeah,
Austrian. Yeah, Austria is a double header. Um, I feel like let's say for I don't know if the car's set up like if it's like last year and the car's not set up for, then maybe Verstappen might win both of them.
yeah,
But like let's say if Mercedes have figured it out like they usually do, um, I feel like if they lose the first race, they might make a few
yeah,
adjustments, and they might win the second race.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
I feel like teams would learn from what they did wrong and what they did right, and it actually give them more development opportunities for like strategy,
yeah,
which might be actually
yeah,
more interesting. Like,
yeah,
so yeah, I could see one team winning and then one team winning the next one because they adjusted it. Because like one team might be like, oh, we won this race, just do the same thing again, and then the other team will just be like, oh, if they do the same thing again, we'll do this.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah,
So I guess like weather and stuff like that will have to come into play and
yeah.
see.
It rains as well.
Yeah,
I hope there's
well, I'm
more
pretty
rain. I
sure.
hope there's a lot of rain.
Yeah. Um,
Four or more.
four or more
Ooh.
F1.5 drivers will finish on the podium. So I think that the midfielder is going to be closer this year because of the gap that we've had between races. Um,
Mm.
I could definitely see like Norris, Sainz, Perez, Ricardo. Like I could definitely see them finishing on podiums this year.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't. I
Yeah,
just don't trust some of those teams. If they
yeah.
were
I
like,
didn't like. Yeah, not too hopeful, but like even last year, like we had three F1.5 drivers on the podium.
we had
Um,
science. We had. I don't remember the rest actually.
Kvyat and Gasly.
Kvyat. That's Toro Rosso. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Toro Rosso might be. I might have to place Toro Rosso higher on my constructors prediction list.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. Um, not too sure about them this year. But yeah, that's my predictions. Did you have any bonus predictions you wanted to do?
I feel like. I feel like. Um. A lot of the things you said might be coming to fruition.
Do you have any for your own
Wait. Let me
points at the
think.
end of the year?
Huh?
Well, we're gonna do points, right? And see who wins.
Oh, points. Okay.
Yeah,
What? This. What for this?
yeah,
So like, oh, who was closer to the correct
yeah,
answer? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, let me think. Lance Stroll. Actually, no, forget. I'm not going to talk about Lance Stroll. I'm just thinking now. I think that. Okay. Okay. I feel like this might be a bit controversial. I feel like Vettel might be a dark horse for the championship. Dark horse
Okay.
championship, as in the fact that he might take a lot of things into his own hands. For example, like if he's like in a good position, like Russia last year, for example, where he just didn't let
Yeah,
Leclerc through. If he finds confidence and he wins like one of the first few races, I could definitely see him being in a position where he's more aggressive and he's like, you know what, it's my last season with this team. I
yeah,
don't really care about this team or whatever. Well, he might care, but I don't think he does. Um, I think he'll just put himself first rather than the team, and he might just win the championship. If he wins,
yeah.
like, I feel like he might go into the last race with a good chance of winning the championship, unless he makes mistakes. But I don't know if he'll make mistakes this year because of the
So, how would
Vettel.
you like? How would you quantify that prediction? Like, what's the like?
Hmm. Vettel might be a dog. How would I quantify that? Vettel might be a dog championship. Just trying to think of a way to word it so that it actually sounds like a prediction rather than just a statement.
You could say like he'll be in the title fight with
Yeah,
like X
Vettel. Yeah,
races to go.
Vettel will be in the title fight to the last
All
race.
the way to the end, to the last race. Okay.
To the last race. I don't know. I just have a feeling about Vettel this year. You know, he'll just be like, you know what? I don't give a fuck about this team. I'm just gonna do what I need to do to win.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, yeah. I feel like if they give him good enough strategy and the car is all right, and he doesn't make any mistakes, I don't see him having an excuse not to actually challenge.
Yeah.
It'd be okay if he's like, oh, Hamilton was just better this season, or his car was just better this season. If it's like, oh, I made X, Y, and Z mistakes, then it's going to be more disappointing than just like, oh yeah, I gave it a good fight, I got to the end. Like, yeah. I could see him like having like Alonso 2012 form or 2010.
Wow, that's a statement.
It's a statement, yeah, it's a statement. Wait, Verstappen winning the championship is also a statement, so we don't hold back on this channel.
That's true.
We don't hold back on this channel. Double Apex, Breakdown Bias. If you want outrageous predictions, come to this channel.
Yeah, we're like Eddie Jordan.
Huh? Eddie Jordan.
Eddie Jordan.
But Eddie Jordan is that? What would now? Tell me a prediction Eddie Jordan said. I can't remember like a ridiculous one.
He predicted Hamilton would move to Mercedes.
Oh yeah, that was. I don't know how he did that.
Predicted that Red.
He had the.
He predicted that Red Bull would get Ferrari engines.
Oh yeah, nah, I don't know what's wrong with him. Nah, but that Hamilton to Mercedes one, that he was looking in the glass ball or whatever, and I think there's like soothsayers. He was definitely looking into it. I was just, I don't know. I was out. It was a bit outrageous that. Yeah. It's like, oh, he went from a championship winning team to what do you call it?
Midfield team.
No, borderline midfield. Yeah.
Yeah.
McLaren Racing Point and Toro Rosso will all get a podium rather than not Renault though, because I don't trust Renault.
Fair.
Yeah. I'm going off your 4 or more F1.5 drivers, but I think those 3 will all at least get 1 podium across the season.
Yeah, that's fair. I can see that, yeah.
Especially Toro Rosso, because they had 2 last year. I think they might like be able to build on top of that.
Yeah. Is there any more? One more?
One more. Wait, actually, let me check the calendar. Let me check the confirmed calendar. Calendar 2020.
I'll get up to as well.
Yeah, because I need to see what we actually have. So first 8 rounds is Austria, Hungary, UK, Catalonia, Spain, Italy. Oh yeah, I don't think Oh yeah, they do expect to have 15 to 18 races before completing this.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this, I'm just like, okay, so they're gonna probably add what, those Arab tracks in Bahrain and Abu Dhabi. Did you say?
Wait, sorry, you're.
Oh,
just try reconnecting to the server.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. I said they're probably gonna. Well, from these, there's these 8 races, and they're probably gonna add in those the golf races. So.
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi and the Bahrain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna add any Asian races. like East East
China.
Asia.
I think there's going to be 2 in China.
You think there's going to be 2 in China?
Yeah.
That might have to be a prediction. Now, I don't know if they're gonna. Yeah, I don't think they'll add any in North America. I just don't feel it.
Kota, probably. I feel.
Hmm?
I feel like there'll be 1 in USA.
1 in USA.
Yeah,
I don't think.
Don't see Brazil. USA and Mexico probably. No, I wouldn't say Brazil.
You say Canada?
No, not Canada, because it's a street race. It's so hard to do.
Oh, with the street races. Actually, no, I don't
Yeah.
think. Yeah, they're not gonna add Singapore there.
Yeah.
What race would they bring? What's sort of like a random race, an outlandish race that they just bring back? They need to add. Yeah, I can't think of any more predictions at the moment. I just say something ridiculously outlandish, but I don't think that'd be beneficial to my
Yeah.
reputation.
We can always add it on.
My reputation. Yeah, I don't think it'd be beneficial to my reputation to be like, oh.
Yeah. We could think about it and you can add it on, I guess.
Hmm?
You...
Oh. Oh yeah, I was gonna say Kimi Räikkönen.
Yep.
I was gonna say Kimi Räikkönen might get top 3.
That's your bonus prediction.
Yeah, that's my bonus prediction. If his car's reliable, I could see him doing it because he's experienced and in midfield.
Yeah.
I might swap.
Does that not change your original prediction for F1.5?
No.
That's not fair though. You can't make 2. You can't.
Okay, fine. Don't include that one. Forget I said it. I said if Alfa Romeo is a reliable car, then he might get into the top 3.
No, I can't do that. You can't hedge your bets.
I can't. Well, so far, if I would have to say what position he'd be, he'd probably be below the Toro Rossos and Lando.
All right, fair.
Yeah, he might. He might get into. I was just going to say he might get in there. Okay, I'll just say it out there. It's not a prediction or anything, but Kimi Räikkönen might get into F1.5 top 3. But it's not a prediction,
You're
guys.
hedging your bets, though.
But guys, it's not a prediction. But if it does happen, just remember I said it. But if it doesn't, forget I said anything.
I believe someone will be in the top 3.
Just, yeah, I believe anyone in the midfield might get F1.5 champion. I don't know. Yeah, I say a Ferrari car will win in Italy.
Fair.
That's my final prediction.
All right, calm. All right,
So we're gonna do that.
Next week is obviously, well, this weekend.
This weekend,
F1's back.
F1's back, guys. Back. I'm gonna have to illegally stream it because I don't have Sky Sports. No, but Sky need to. Sky need to just put it on Sky One.
Yeah.
Just do everyone a favor.
They should put it on BBC.
Bring back BBC F1. BBC F1 is so amazing. I'd actually rather have. Now, ITV F1 is probably like the worst one out of all of them.
Yeah.
There was no actually no.
Watch back then.
No, there's ITV F1, Channel 4 F1, and BBC F1. ITV F1 had the funniest intro out of all of them. Just so stupid, like.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't know if you could edit it in because of copyright, but some stupid.
Oh, I think I know it. Yeah, I know it. But,
so stupid.
I think the old BBC one was the best. Like with the so good.
I'm not gonna do it.
And last year's one on Sky Sports was like my favorite with the Tron Legacy music. Oh.
Dun, 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 dun.
Not that one. The Sky one.
Oh. Whatever. I'll just copy.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think about Austria?
Austria, my prediction. I think Red Bull is gonna in the first race.
Fair. What's your top three?
Verstappen, Verstappen, um, Verstappen, Hamilton, Bottas.
Fair. And what would you say for F1.5?
So best of the rest. So Perez. I think Perez. Perez. What do you call it? What's his name? Sainz and Stroll. Top three.
Fair.
I'm only putting Stroll in because of the car he's in, not because of who he is.
Yeah. So
Fuck Last Stroll.
For the top three, I'm gonna say Bottas, Verstappen, Hamilton.
Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen.
Bottas, Verstappen, Hamilton.
Oh, so you think Bottas is going to win the first race?
Yeah.
So going off your bonus prediction, you think Bottas is going to win both Austrian races?
I didn't say it would be at Austria.
No, but you said most, so
Yeah, but there's going to be more double headers after Italy. That's what my prediction is based off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say Bottas, Verstappen, Hamilton, because Bottas has good form around that track, and I think Red Bull are overhyped at Austria, to be honest. Because
I don't know. Maybe Mercedes
2018 Mercedes crashed. Like, they had reliability issues, right? So I don't think that will factor in this year. And last year, they had the heat problem with the tires. So I think Mercedes are actually going to be really good around Austria.
I wouldn't be surprised if Hamilton wins this race. I'm still going with Verstappen, Hamilton, Bottas.
Yeah.
Then
I'll say Perez, Ricardo, Sainz.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, who'd you say fastest lap?
Fastest lap.
Albon and for fastest lap.
I think he'll be.
Fair.
I think one of the one of the Ferraris will be too far away from the top three to get a podium, and too ahead of the next place car to be like concerned about stuff. Just go for get a fastest lap on like the last lap. So like maybe like if Vettel or Leclerc are like 5th place and they're ahead of Albon by 20 seconds, that then they might be able to.
Yeah. F1.5 fastest lap, I'd say Stroll.
F1.5. Let me think. Lando Norris.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else about the race that you'd say? I'm really interested in like how like drivers are gonna be, like whether drivers are gonna be like used to the cars after so long, like being out of them, and like whether how like racecraft will be, how qualifying laps will be, whether drivers will get in each other's way and stuff like that.
I think the more experienced drivers are going to actually benefit from this.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I don't know if it'll really matter, because at the end of the day they're race drivers. I feel like they're used to taking hiatuses, maybe not this long, but like Christmas break, summer break. I think they're used to it.
It's just their nature, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Actually, they might not be used to. Yeah, they're definitely not used to a break this long. But Christmas break into winter testing, like it might not be as long as I'm thinking it is, but
it's only 3 months, I guess, and then some break is 1.5.
Mm.
So yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. I'm just excited. I don't care how bad the race is. I'm just excited to see it on TV.
As long as if I see one overtake on my TV, I'll just be like, "This is what I came for.
It's better
This
than
is what I
Sochi.
came." The thing is about Sochi. Last year, it was actually quite exciting until the virtual safety car.
Yeah,
Then that ruined it. They need to get rid of virtual safety cars, man. Just bring out the normal safety car.
bro, that's a
Hot take.
many different time to talk about
Nah,
that.
cause no, cause every single time there's a virtual safety car, they just get a free pit stop. And they need to like hack that some way, like
Yeah, I'll definitely argue that
because
when it
Silverstone
happens.
and Russia got ruined by the car.
Yeah, I'll we'll talk about that when that happens again.
Yeah, next time it happens, next time the
Yeah,
steward screws over Vettel, like they did in Canada last year, and we'll talk about it.
yeah,
I don't want to talk about that one because I'll get too heated.
yeah.
I break my monitor. But, yeah,
I
it's
guess that
just
about wraps it up, really.
yeah, it's just like where we do the outro.
Um,
Like and subscribe, guys. No,